Hi there and welcome. This is Lys Ella Severtson and welcome to the weekly broadcast of Your Bespoke Life. If you are watching live, please feel free to ask questions and post comments as the evening goes on in the comment section of the app where you are watching this. And if you're not watching live, you can always post to the group. We have a Facebook group that you should be a part of, where you can always continue the discussion and support each other in creating your own bespoke life. So in today's episode, because this is the first episode of this group, I wanted to share my reason for creating this particular broadcast and my own story about what I consider to be my custom version of success and my bespoke life. So, as you may have read, or maybe you know this about me because you've coached with me or you know me in our social lives, I spent about 7 years in corporate America after grad school, and I got a ton of experience. I worked as an account manager in the healthcare field, and it was, it was a great job by in all senses of the word. Um, I was generously compensated or fairly compensated for what the job entailed. The people I worked with were generally nice. Um, my supervisors were nice, my coworkers were nice, my clients were relatively nice too. So overall, there really wasn't anything to complain about from the outside world when you looked at it that way. But one thing I knew about myself and came to know a lot better as those 7 years went on is that it wasn't the end all be all for me in terms of my career, in terms of my work life, in terms of what I was meant to be doing. So it served a lot of purposes, but as the years went on, I found myself becoming more and more discontent. And at first, it was really hard to put my finger on what it was that didn't feel right. Now, granted, during this, I had gotten married, I had had 2 kids, I'd moved from Boston to San Diego. There'd been a lot of change, and actually my husband had had 2 major instances of clinical depression, and I kind of after the fact figured out that I had had some postpartum depression after um, both both my pregnancies. So all that just to give you a little bit of context around, now when I'm looking back as to why did I stay if I wasn't happy? And for the longest time, it was fear that got in the way. And when it was finally coming to a head where I was really thinking about what am I going to do next? And do I do something else? Do I leave? Do I quit this position? One of my wonderful mentors um, said to me over some holiday party, I think it was, she said, "Oh, Lee, so, tell us about your work and what you do." And I described to the group what it is that I did. Probably, summed it up in a minute, maybe 2 minutes. And afterwards, she said, "Lise, did you know that when you were describing that, there was only one point during that whole description where your eyes lit up and you smiled?" And I said, "Oh, no, I didn't know that. That's not a good sign." And she said to me, she said, "I really think You need to figure out what you're going to do. Is it this? Is it something else? Something has to change because you're not looking very to actually I remember It's not the first time something has happened. Money. No. The exact same. We don't talk about um, something different. So, looking at that, you know, your mind as a
you can follow words to create for yourself. Right. So extreme indicative you don't necessarily image in your head or not answers as um, focusing on it in your mind. To be clearer, you might already have it to that image. Like really when you as people want to find yourself a local action. You might feel action for yourself. Today, tomorrow, or next week. Okay. No problem.